Well, this year's Rising Tech City Award winner is the city of Bloomington. And pleased to be joined by Pat East, who is the executive director at the Mill in Bloomington, also a community leader there on many levels. Pat, thanks for joining us and congratulations on the award.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, this award, this Rising Tech City Award, really goes to places that promote technology, that add infrastructure, assets, those types of things, culture that are necessary for really a burgeoning tech economy. Bloomington, I think everyone at TechPoint agreed, certainly a very deserving winner this year. And a lot of it, I know, goes back to the creation of the Trades District, the Certified Tech Park that was probably, what, 15 years ago or so?
At least, yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll talk about that development, getting that off the ground, and the Mill, which is such an important part of the tech scene there in Bloomington, and how it's all really come together there.
So we've had a certified technology park in Bloomington for 10 or 15 years, probably a little bit longer than that if I do the actual math. Our current version of the certified technology park is called the Trades District. And so this is 11 acres in downtown Bloomington that the city purchased from IU a handful of years ago, specifically to develop more buildings and more properties and really spur economic development in the technology center. And the Mill was one of its first projects. We really wanted to focus on having a model and an anchor that other folks could pattern themselves after. So we transformed this central furniture factory into a hub of technology and innovation for the 21st century. And that's where all of our co-working, all of our innovation, all of our technology, it's kind of the epicenter for entrepreneurship in Bloomington.
Yeah, you mentioned really being a hub, an epicenter. I think that's probably a good and apt description of the Mill. It's more than a co-working space. It serves as kind of that rallying point. Would that be a correct statement? A place where the tech community really comes together.
That's definitely an apt description of the Mill. So it's not just co-working, it's not just office space. We really think of it as kind of the lightning rod, the epicenter of all things entrepreneurship here in Bloomington, all things startup. It's where people get together, where they create together, where they literally and figuratively run into each other. We know that the more ideas that people have, the more innovation's created, and so it's not just a co-working space. We try to create programming and run programming that furthers that mission of trying to create innovation and having more people and more ideas run into each other.
Yeah, a certified tech park, the Mill, co-working space, those types of things, sound like great ideas, but to pull them together a lot of times really is not that easy a task. What did Bloomington do, in your opinion, to make it come together? How did it all come together to get everybody kind of rowing in the same direction?
So the short answer is leadership. That's how we got everybody rowing in the same direction. There's a handful of folks behind the scenes that really made it happen. Lynn Coyne, the former vice president of real estate for IU, with his background, he convinced our current mayor, John Hamilton, to kind of reboot and reimagine this project as a public-private partnership. And along those same lines, when I was working on my company, Hannafin Marketing, I left the day-to-day operations and was kind of looking for something else to do while my team was busy off continuing to build that business. And so we kind of had this perfect storm of leadership and folks really kind of putting their backbone into this project that really got it off the ground. I've been working on the Mill for almost 3.5 years now. And I think having folks dedicated, committed, working on it full time especially, is a key differentiator for what we did in Bloomington.
How important, Pat, is it to have that history of innovation there with companies like Cook and to have Indiana University in your backyard there? Having those players as part of the equation down there, how important?
It's crucial. Cook, particularly Pete Yockman over at Cook and Carl Cook and Steve Ferguson, they're all huge supporters of the Mill. IU and IU Ventures are all big supporters of the Mill as well. So all the way up from President Michael McRobbie down to Terry Willey, who heads up the IU Philanthropic Venture Fund. All those folks are really big supporters, not just financially of the Mill, but they're over here at the mill all the time. Pete has a podcast that he runs here out of the mill. IU Ventures has an office space that they run out of the mill. And so all of these folks are not only donating their literal money to this project, to this kind of mission we have here, but they're donating all of their time and attention and treasure to it as well. It makes all the difference to have those folks support the project, not only as a signal to the rest of the community, but also these are really, really smart folks. We could not have done this without.
Yeah, final question for you, Pat, in that now that this vision is really coming to life, how excited are you about the future? As you look to the future, what's next?
So as we look to the future, especially coming out of this pandemic, now is the time for us to continue investing, to continue reinvest, to not let off the gas pedal at all. We know that economies and companies who kind of invest in right during this, right when it looks like it's a down cycle, end up coming out of the economy better than they did before. So we're going to continue investing in our people, continue building up our staff. We'll continue raising money, raising capital on behalf of our startups. We'll continue all the programming that we're doing. We're going to expand our programming. So everything that we did last year and the year before that, we're going to continue to double down on, figure out other things that make work. We'll expand those programs, and we'll just keep doing more of what we're doing.
Rising Tech City Award winner, the City of Bloomington, Pat East, the Executive Director at the Mill. Pat, again, thanks for joining us. Congratulations, and thanks for all the work you're doing in Bloomington.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.